Hey friends, how are you today? It's Tarina with Create with Tree. That's me, and today I am on an event in the Crafty Bunch. And today's theme is Thank a Farmer crafting event. And then everybody today is doing a farm craft or something to do with a farm because without farmers, we wouldn't eat. I don't know about you, but I like to eat. I do. I like to eat. So, just I'm thanking a farmer, and in honor of the seasons coming up, I am. Let's see, am I live anywhere? I don't even know if I'm live. And and in honor of fall, I'm going to do some pumpkins and talk about some pumpkin farming. Um, so let me just share this out really fast. And if you're here, if you don't mind sprinkling, I would appreciate that because, Sharon's Karen. And let's see, I think there's one more place. Okay. So, you guys, I'm very excited to bring to you guys the craft I have today. Before me was Dottie, and she was doing a really cute craft. I had to hop out, but I'll go back and finish and see what she was making. Super cute crafts. Um, I've been watching all day long. Thanks, honey. I've been watching all day long all the different crafts, and I'm super, super excited. And then after me is Beverly with Grace and 22 Designs. So make sure that you watch through the end. If you're on the Crafty Bunch, just make sure. Hi, Miss Nikki. How are you? How you feeling? Just make sure you refresh if you're over in the Crafty Bunch. It's been a fun event all day long. And even though I live in Southern California, we do have a lot of farms in California. Um, and not pumpkin farms though. But there's lots of things to do with pumpkin farms. And so, or with pumpkin. And so my favorite is thing to make with pumpkin is my pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. And if you want the recipe for that, put cookies in the comments. If you want any other info on the project that I'm making, put info in the comments and I will get that. I'll give that to you. So the first little bit of trivia on pumpkins. Hi, Angie. Thank you. Thank you. The first little bit about pumpkins. Is it a fruit or veggie? Is a pumpkin a fruit or veggie? And while you're thinking about that, put that in the comments. What do you think it is, a fruit or a veggie? I'm going to show you really fast what we're going to do. I did prep some stuff. Hi, Amy. Thanks so much for being here. And then I did prep some stuff. Okay. So just so you guys have an idea. Okay. So hi, Dottie. Your project was looking super cute. I'm sorry I had to pop out. I am using two different size of frames. My little grandson went with me yesterday, and we got some frames from Dollar Tree. I'm using 4x6, and then I'm also I let it sit here to dry because I was prepping it. And then, oh, by the way, we're crafting in the kitchen today because I'm going to use this bad boy. And then I got some 8x10 frames and I painted them orange. Okay. So I'm going to flip you guys around so you guys can see what we're doing. All right. Sorry. My kitchen's kind of big. And so I have to like go around the island and dang. All right. Oh no. All right. Oh, you guys, good job. Fruit. Dottie is right. A fruit. That is so good. Good job. Okay, so I wanted to show you really fast. I just painted using some chalk paint. I just got this at Hobby Lobby. And I think it's Hobby Lobby. I just painted it and then I actually did put some Maker's Magic on. This is kind of like Mod Podge, but it dries like clearer than Mod Podge, I believe. And I like this. It used to be called something else, and now it's not. So they call it Maker's Magic. Um, So I just painted 2 coats of the white chalk paint, and we are going to do this little frame right here. Let me grab my paintbrush. Set these guys aside. Okay. How are you guys today? Hello, hello. Also, you guys, I am so sorry. We tried fixing my bot. It's not working. And so it's still sending out some random messages. So basically, if you get a message from my page, just follow or like or respond, or I don't know. So you get notified when I go live, I guess. I guess that's what it does. I don't even know. I'm at the tail end of my paint. So, but what I'm doing is I'm just slathering on, covering. Now we picked this one because look at that fun little uh, detail, little pattern. And I liked that because you could either use some dark wax. I use Rub and Buff, which it's a wax, right? Because I use Rub and Buff on when I do etching. So I already have that. And I know a lot of people use like dark wax, which totally fine. You can use whatever you got. I am asked a lot of times, can I use this instead of that? Yes. Use what you have, and don't be afraid to use what you have. You know, crafting is all about trial and error, and I like to try, and if I don't succeed, try again. It's what it's about. Okay. So I do use, like I said, I use a lot of Rub and Buff in my projects, just so you know, instead of dark wax. But again, it's just because it's what I have, right? Okay, let me dry this really quick. This is just my heat tool. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Laveda. Thank you so much for being here. I had a friend in when I was growing up. Her name was Laveda, but I think she spelled her name's Laveda. Beautiful name. All right, again, just slathering on the paint. And then we're going to go on, we're going to do some inking. The beautiful part about the screens that I use like silkscreen stencils. And the beautiful part is if you can make your own fabric to match whatever you want. And I love that. Or you can make your own t-shirts. I love that too. I make a lot of my own t-shirts. And not the one I'm wearing. This is a Crafty Bunch t-shirt. This was made by my friend Nicole for Crafty Bunch. But I love being able to make my own fabric. I'm not a sewer person, but it doesn't mean I don't like making my own fabric because I like to craft with fabric. Okay, let me just put a little more on. I really want this white on here. Okay, I have another trivia question for you. About how many seeds does the average pumpkin have? About how many seeds? Average pumpkin, not those bitty baby ones, not the ginormous ones, an average size, you know, the ones that you get at the pumpkin patch and you do with the kiddos. About how many seeds does an average pumpkin have? Thank you, Brenda. Appreciate it, honey. All right, let me just do this really quick. Let me put this in the sink. nice having a sink. I forget what it's like having a sink. I can wash my hands. 150. No, higher, 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 more. 500. You could be right, Nikki. You could be right. You could be right. I don't know. Okay, so while we're waiting, well, I'm actually going to just use the Maker's Magic. I want to seal this. And so I'm just going to put a thin layer. This is a little thinner, I will say, than, ooh, that one had orange on it. Hold on. Dang it. I didn't wash my brush out very good. There we go. This is a little thinner than Mod Podge, but it does the same thing. It dries pretty quick and it seals. It like you can decoupage with it. So far so good. I really like it. Okay. All right. Just wanted to, but it is glue. It is a glue. Okay, let me set this aside and let this dry and bring out the next part of our project. I haven't crafted in my kitchen in a while, you guys. I'm a little out of, I feel just like out of whack. Let me set this aside. Before we got my my craft room ready, I was crafting out here in my kitchen a lot. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm now gonna ink. Okay, so Nikki's right. It is 500. Let's see. How long does it take for a pumpkin to go from seed to pumpkin? Like actually you could pick it. How long? All right, so we're gonna make our own fabric for these little frames, okay? This is kind of like a muslin fabric. I love it. And it is I get it on Amazon and they're actually like what are they called? Bar towels? Bar towels. Okay, let's set that aside. I'm using this transfer now. I love this transfer. This is actually the transfer that comes in the Pumpkin Patch Chalk Made kit. But I'm going to use this pattern right here. Just because it comes in the Chalk Made kit doesn't mean I have to use it in the Chalk Made kit. Although I like the Chalk Made kit. Our Chalk Made kits are just like kits that have everything included. But I love this pattern and I want to use it. Okay. And I left my transfer trimmers in the other room, so I'm just using regular scissors. Now, because I'm inking, I don't have to fuzz. And if you guys have ever watched any of my lives, you know that when you use paste, you have to fuzz your transfer so that it is not so sticky. Okay, so I'm going to just flatten this out. Now, I will show you this. We're gonna do this first, but I already did some other pattern for the larger ones, and so we're gonna come back to that. So I'm gonna use the same ink on this as we did the other one. And this is papaya, and it's an ink, and it's permanent. All right, so I'm just going to scoop 110 to 120 days. Wow, Janice, you're really close. So whoever said it 60 to 90 days. Oops, let me pull this out. Sorry, my oops, nope. My heat press, I had it heating up. It's a 90 to 120 days. So what is that? 3 months? 3 to 4 months. The other thing about ink is I don't have to do the paste and pull. It's going to be wet until I set it. Okay. All right. I need to kind of pay attention to this so I don't mess up. I don't want to mess up. Although, because I'm going to cut this fabric, I don't really care that it goes over, if that makes sense. Normally, like if I'm doing a t-shirt or something like that, I'll be really meticulous and try not to get it outside of the transfer. I really like this pattern a lot. Okay, I think I got it. And then if you have any excess, just put it right back in the container. And close that up. I'm going to stick this in the sink real fast and wash my hand off. Again, really liking the fact that I can wash my hand off. I don't have that luxury. All right, we're going to peel this up. So fun already. I can see it. Look at that. That is neat. I like that. I like it a lot. Okay, let me stick this in the sink. And just want to, anytime I get ink on my hands, I always want to kind of rinse it off. All right. So I'm going to use my heat tool. Oh, first, before I do that, I'm going to pull this up. And I want to kind of heat set this or just dry it just a little bit. I don't want it to be soaking wet. Hi, Brenda. Okay, so where in the country, where in the United States do they grow the most pumpkins? Tell me that. Okay, I'm going to move you guys over really fast because I want to show you how I heat set this. Let me move this over real quick. Hopefully you guys can see this. I'm gonna pop out of here. Hello, hello. I go to solo layout. Okay, so this is my new little toy. I don't want you to think I've abandoned you, so I'm gonna come over here. I do have a Teflon sheet on here. And I'm just gonna lay that down, put another Teflon sheet on top, push this in. I have it on 350 for 30 seconds. Woo! Wow, that's pretty fun. So I've got 30 seconds, and then I have to do it again and move it over. So, because it's kind of, well, you don't want to see the top of my fridge. So, oh, what state is the most pumpkins grown? What state? Tell me what state. 3, 2, 1. Look at that. It just like pops right open. Okay, I'm going to pull this out. Because this is long, I need to move it over. Now, the reason I'm doing the Teflon sheet on the bottom is I don't want to stain my pad for no other reason. I just don't want to stain my pad because it's brand new. Any guesses on how what state has the most pumpkins grown? Ten more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. There we go. So 1 whole minute, and it is set. And this is ink. Always love a new little fun tool. I'm gonna turn this off now, and then let's see. I'm gonna move you guys back. North Carolina, Wisconsin. Oh, hi, Barb. Hi. Okay, exit. Gonna go back over here. Okay, so let's come back over here. And now it's all set. Isn't that great? I love it. 1 minute, done. Because now if it was 15 inches, it would be done in 30 seconds. But 1 minute, we're done. All right, so I'm gonna bring back, let's see. Let me just set this aside over here. I'm gonna bring over the other stuff that I was working on. So this one right here, I hope you guys can see that okay. This one right here, let me just see my comments. California, no, not Ohio, not North Carolina. Oh, there it is. Sorry, you guys, again, I'm so sorry. I'm all like verklempt. All right, I'm gonna pull this, turn this over. Oh, I gotta make sure it's dry. Yeah, it's dry. Okay. And then I'm gonna grab my piece of glass. I did wash this so it's nice and shiny. Drop that in, okay? And then what I did is I traced on the back side. I just flipped this over and made sure that I traced it on the back side. Okay, and I'm gonna cut it. Keep guessing. I was kind of surprised because I thought more corn was grown there just because my son had lived in this state before, and that's all we ever saw was corn. Kansas. Good guess. Our friend Brenda owns a pumpkin farm in Kansas, but no. Good try. I'll give you just a minute more. All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to lay this in here. Let's turn this over and just make sure that it looks pretty good. All right. I'm just going to lay that flat. Lay it flat. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my backer, okay? And I have my hot glue going, and then I have my stick fast glue. You guys know I love this stuff. Again, if you're here and you're on the Crafty Bunch or not on the Crafty Bunch, make sure that you go over to the link and you can refresh and watch Beverly After Me and then any of the replays from the crafters all day long. Some really fun projects. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue at the top and at the bottom. Flip this guy over and then just put that in there. Boom. All right. push that down. Okay. Let's see. What time do I have till 3:45? Okay, I have to think about it. I have to think about it, you guys. Ah. All right, let me grab the other two real fast. So I kind of fudged it a little bit. I didn't have like where I had all of the plaid done. It didn't cover the whole thing, but guess what? It doesn't really matter because we're gonna hide that. Okay, we're gonna hide that behind. Oh, and let me get rid of this. You guys, you don't need this on your backer, so you can actually take that off. Okay. And then I want to come up just a tiny bit. So before I do anything, I'm going to glue these guys together. Oh, one more thing. You guys, I'm not in my craft room, so I don't have all the stuff under right at hand. I don't want to get anything on my countertop. That would be bad. All right, so what I want to do is glue these two guys together real quick. So just a little bit. You don't need a ton. And then I'm going to add just a dab of hot glue. Just a dab. Okay. Put those guys together. Hold that for just a sec. Okay, I thought Iowa would have been my first choice, but no. Okay, I'm going to tell you, it is Illinois. I thought Illinois had more corn. I was kind of surprised. Illinois was the #1 producing state of pumpkins. Okay, let's see. How many different types of pumpkins are there? Now, I had conflicting stories. I had conflicting stories on this, and so I'm going to go with the one that was said multiple times. Okay. So now we're going to do this. We're going to, I want to center this. How many different types of pumpkins are there? All right, so I'm just going to run a little drop of glue. Just on the frame. You don't need to put it on the glass just because it's not gonna really matter, right? So I'm gonna just put some hot glue. I don't want to mix my hot glue and my other type of glue. There we go. And I'm just going to push that down. Yeah, Idaho is known for potatoes, and and that's kind of what I was thinking. Hi, Brenda, how are you? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, states are kind of known for their thing, right? And I was just kind of shocked that it was Illinois. And like I said, our oldest son used to live in Illinois. When he first moved out, he had a job in Illinois. I got too much there. Oh, it'll dry. It'll dry. It's fine. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I need that to really set up. So let's work on the second one. Okay. I still have a little bit of time. I have about 15 minutes. So what I'm going to show you is how I cut the fabric, or I measured out the fabric. Okay. I just took my fabric, turned it over. Let me move this more. Gosh, you guys. Hot mess today. Hot mess. I want to finish at least one. So I took and just measured or drew out the 3. Remember, we don't need these, so we can just pop these off. So how many kinds of pumpkin do you think there are? Like I said, I had conflicting stories. So I'm going to go with the number that I saw multiple times. So like if you were using the 4x6, you could probably get multiple pumpkins or little frames. Cute, huh? Okay. Then what we're going to do, 12. Nope, more. Um, Arizona. Okay, so Brenda, I have to tell you, I have a son that lives in Arizona, a son and a daughter-in-law actually that live in Arizona right now. He is a pilot, and he finished flight school, and he just got his CFII, and he trains other pilots now, and he's just earning his hours. So he trains at a flight school in just outside of Mesa. So where are you in Arizona? You said you were building a new house. What city are you building in? I'm very familiar with Arizona. My mom and her husband are buried in Arizona. They lived there for many years. I'm just cutting, and we're going to do the very same thing that we did with the bigger one. I wish I would have grabbed my transfer trimmers. They're better. They cut way better. These are just some crazy utility scissors that I have in my drawer. And again, my fabric is just it's like a muslin towel. I love these towels. They're really inexpensive, and but they take the ink really well, and you can use them as kitchen towels or bar back. I think they're called like bar back towels or something like that. But I love them. They ink really well. Okay, so now I have the three pumpkins pieces, okay? All right, so I'm gonna just set that aside. Now the city community, Tonto Basin, Lake Roosevelt. I don't know where that's at. Tonto Basin. My mom lived in Apache Junction. I don't know if you're familiar with that area. Okay, so I'm gonna just take a scrap piece of fabric, and like I said, I kind of want to zhuzh this up a little bit. Now that I have those other little ones uh, cut. Now I use rub and buff. You can use dark wax, totally up to you. But I was gonna try a couple different colors to see if because this orange to me is a little bit too dark or too orange, and I didn't really want it orange. I wanted it more, and I think that one's too red. Let's see. This one's copper. You got to kind of test out what you like and use what you like. Okay, come on. I just happened to get a whole big oh my gosh. Apparently it dries out after a while. Who knew? Oh, I even have a little bit of black. I could probably even use a little black in that. I'd never had my rub and buff dry out before. That's weird. Okay, so that is a copper gold and a black, and I just want to kind of smush them together. And then just kind of go over and see how it picks up. Isn't that cool? It just picks up the pattern that is in the frame. Don't need a lot, just a little, but it just comes back and picks up that pattern. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that neat? So I'm going to do that all the way around. And if you want it to different color, you can have whatever color you want. I just wanted to tone down. I just wanted to tone down just a little bit of that orange because it's just too orange for me. And I'll do the same thing with the white just to pick up the pattern. And like I said, I use like a combination of autumn gold, ruby, and ebony rub and buff. And so you don't get so much. And this is something somebody had asked me with my witches spell book. If you put the wax on something else and pick it up from that, it doesn't like clump in one location. And I'm just trying to get around the edges. Isn't that neat, you guys? Love how that turned out. Do you see that? I hope you guys can see that okay. Really picked up the definition. 75 miles northeast of Phoenix. Okay. Hi, Linda. Okay, so the number of kinds of pumpkins, one thing said 100. There was over 100, but that was the only one that said that. And so I'm going to go with the one that said between 40 and 45 kinds of pumpkins. I thought that was really interesting. So another thing too is I told you it takes between 90 and 120 days to for a pumpkin to grow. So you want to kind of, they said you generally want to plant your pumpkin seeds for the fall in June. So if you haven't, you still might have time to have it by, I don't know, Thanksgiving, maybe. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate. I have a bunch of corks, wine corks. A friend of mine, she is a wine connoisseur and loves her wine. And I love the corks. So she gives me all the corks. I, in turn, did send her a couple of projects I made with said corks. Okay. All right. So here, ooh, that is not set. Let me put a little bit of hot glue right there. Really do want to make sure that. Let's hope that stays. All right. So I want to, you're gonna see the back side here. So I want to set this cork right here as like the, you can use other things. If you have like a stick or something, I just have these. And so to me, it makes sense to use what I have. And I just happen to have corks. I'm gonna put a little bit of my stick fast and then a big old stripe next to that of my hot glue. And then I'm going to center that. And just kind of funny that we're talking about Kansas. The winery that she got this from is from Kansas. Whew, it's hot. That's what we did. Oh yeah. So I didn't know Rub and Buff had so many. Oh my gosh, Rub and Buff is so amazing, you guys. I love it. I have this. This is one of my favorites. I haven't seen it in a long time. called Patina, and I did some really fun things with that. It kind of has a teal look. It has probably, gosh, I probably have like, I don't know, 15 different colors. I don't know. This one was one of my favorites, the Spanish copper. I might have to just buy a new one. Really sad about that. Okay, so then I just grabbed out of my stash. I have some leaves that just, again, I've had these for a while, and I just want to put some leaves down. And then I want, because I really do want it to look very much like a pumpkin. Now, I'm not going to put anything on here yet. You can, now this is glass, like I said, this is glass. You can either add a little saying, like a little thing. I can Velcro something on there, or I can just leave it plain. Okay, it's really cute. It's really cute just by itself, but it's totally up to you. All right, I also brought out um, some ribbon because you know I have to have some ribbon. And where's my scissors? I put them back. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm just gonna grab a couple things. I don't know that I'm gonna finish this, but we're gonna try. But I'll end up finishing both of them. And I promise you, I'll take pictures and post them. All right, let me just kind of show you what I have planned. Kind of a messy bow looking thing. How many more minutes do I have? Just 5. Okay, I can do it. I can do this. Just gonna cut. All right, and then what else do I have going on? Okay, I've got some of this. Grab a couple of these. Okay, and then I have kind of like these raffia things. I don't exactly know, but we're gonna pull it off and see if we can use that somewhere. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe. What do you think? Yeah, maybe I like it. Maybe I like it. And then I also have some grapevine stuff that I always like to add to anything that's a pumpkin because, you know, they grow on vines. And so I'll probably stick this under here and then have this guy in here, add some leaves, and then a fun little bow. Okay. Uh, let's see. Did I answer the last question? What was my last question I asked? You guys, I totally forgot. Thank you, Dottie. I appreciate it. Um, oh, I know the other thing. Oh, okay. It was how many numbers of kinds of pumpkins? And the number is 45. I saw that more than like any other number, and it said Baby Bear, Spectacular, Ghost Rider, Tricky Jack, and Sweet Pie. Sweetie Pie are some fun names. And then there was another thing that there was oh, where was the pumpkin capital of the world or of the here in the United States? I think it was um mhm. Okay. It says the state of Illinois wins the pumpkin production battle, growing over 12,000 acres of pumpkins per year. Um, capital of the world. Illinois is considered the pumpkin capital of the world. Morton, Illinois is the home of Libby's and is the producer of 85% of the world's canned pumpkin. And I use canned pumpkin in my cookies. So again, if you guys want, if you want my cookie recipe, let me know. Let me move you back over here. Sorry, you guys. Didn't mean to make you seasick. There we go. There we go. Man, I'm sweating all of a sudden my air. Nope, wrong one. Sorry. You guys, if you are not over on the Crafty Bunch, make sure you jump over because after me is I had it down. Beverly, my friend Beverly from Grace and 22 Designs. She's up after me. Um, pumpkin. Okay, yeah, I'll send you the pumpkin cookie recipe. It is really good. It's my family's favorite, and I don't even get them out of the oven, and they're already munching on 'em. You guys, look how cute that is so far. Isn't that neat? That's going to be fun. And like I said, I'll add all the stuff. I'll post a picture, and I'll post a picture with the little one too. And then I will. I might even put like something on here. I'm not sure. But I figured you could add something if you want. You don't have to. Totally up to you. Okay. But look how that good that rub and buff looks on there. That looks really good. And it really matches that color in the plaid. So, all right. I love you guys. I appreciate you. You guys, we just made it to 5,000 followers. I'm so excited, you guys. Thanks so much for being here and watching me and supporting me and my crafting business. And I just love you. And make sure you guys stay on for Beverly. She's up next. I'm gonna hop over there so I can see and watch her. If you're not on the Crafty Bunch, make sure you go over and subscribe to the Crafty Bunch. They're amazing crafters. I love you. Have a great day. This has been Tarina with Create with Tree. That's me. See you next time. Bye, everybody.